Let me read the report for you. This is about the little boy who was found in the suitcase in April of this year in Indiana. And as of Wednesday, he has been identified. It says Indiana State Police identify child found dead in suitcase, one person in custody, another at large. Indiana State Police said the body of a young boy who was found dead in the woods in eastern Washington County was found inside a suitcase, says Indiana State Police. Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know why it says that, but anyways, Indiana State Police have identified the boy found dead 6 months ago inside a suitcase in a southern Indiana field. According to Wave, police have one person in custody in connection to his death, and the second suspect, the child's mother, remains at large. During a press conference on October the 26th, state police identified the boy as 5-year-old Cairo Jordan. The boy's body was found on April 16th around 7:30 p.m. inside a suitcase by a person who was mushroom hunting in the area, according to investigators. Police reported 2 felony warrants were issued in the case on October 14th. One was for Dawn Elaine Coleman, 40, of Shreveport, Louisiana, who was arrested recently in San Francisco, California, according to police. The other was issued for the child's mother, DeJuan Anderson, 37, of Atlanta, Georgia, who police are still searching for. During the press conference, Sergeant Kerry Hulls with the Indiana State Police said there was very little for investigators to work with in the beginning because there were no witnesses, no family, and the road is not one that is heavily traveled. State police received thousands of tips on a tip line dedicated to the case, but Hulls said none of the tips led to an association with the case. Hulls said there was no sign of trauma and the child's death was connected to electrolyte imbalances. And here's another report. It says Sellersburg, Indiana, a months-long mystery involving a little boy found dead inside a suitcase in southern Indiana has been solved. Indiana State Police revealed Wednesday that they've identified the child as 5-year-old Cairo Jordan of Atlanta, Georgia. Police said one person, 40-year-old Dawn Elaine Coleman, was arrested in San Francisco in connection with the case. She's from Louisiana. The boy's mother, identified as 37-year-old DeJuan Ludi Anderson, remains at large. She's from Georgia. Attempts to locate her have been unsuccessful so far. Sergeant Kerry Hulls with the Indiana State Police shows a photograph of DeJuan Anderson during an October 26 news conference. Both were wanted on charges of neglect of a dependent and obstruction of justice, with the warrants being issued on October 14th. A subsequent murder warrant for Anderson was issued on October 25th, according to Sergeant Kerry Hulls with the Indiana State Police. Hulls described the announcement as a bittersweet day. As investigators are relieved they're moving toward resolution in the case while lamenting the death of 5-year-old Cairo. Anderson was last known to be in the Echo Park area of Los Angeles, California. She has also been to Houston, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco, Hulls said. Anderson remains at large. Indiana State Police have coordinated with several other agencies, including authorities in California and Georgia, as they've worked to piece together what happened. The case also utilized federal resources. Hulls said physical evidence led them to identify the suspects as well as the 5-year-old boy. Police used just about every tool at their disposal to investigate the boy's death, he said. Cairo would have turned 6 on Monday, Hulls said. The case has baffled investigators since April 16, 2022, when a mushroom hunter in a heavily wooded area of Washington County came across a suitcase containing the boy's young body. It goes on to tell the story and about the autopsy report. And they received thousands of tips. Mourners gathered in June for a memorial service in memory of then unnamed child whom they called Angel at the time. He was buried at Crown Hill Cemetery in Salem with a marker bearing the image of an angel and the inspiration in loving memory of a beloved little boy known but to God, asleep in the arms of Jesus. And there is a statement out there somewhere, and as soon as I can find it, I will do a video about it. It's a statement from the biological father of Cairo, and the fact that when he was notified by law enforcement of what had happened to his son, because he says that he has been searching, him and his family both have been searching for 3 years. They were fighting over custody of him. He saw him the last weekend. He saw him. It was an agreed, visitation thing. He saw him one weekend. He was supposed to have saw him the next weekend. The mother never showed up with him. When it was time to go to court, she didn't show up. And ever since then, they had been searching for Cairo and could not find him. For 3 years, he searched. And the day law enforcement called to tell him that they had identified his son, and you got to remember, this man, along with the rest of us, has been watching this story develop over the last 6 months about this unidentified little boy. He knew about this little boy. He followed that. And then for law enforcement to call him on Monday and tell him that this little boy was his son. And to beat it all, guys, Monday was Cairo's 6th birthday. And on his 6th birthday is when his father was notified of his demise. As soon as I can get a hold of that letter, I will put it out there for you guys. But just to let you all know, the unidentified little boy in the suitcase has a name, and it's Cairo Jordan from Atlanta, Georgia. And may he rest in peace now. My heart goes out to the family. Until next time, guys. Here's the letter, guys, from the dad, the statement. It says, "Today my heart was broken into a million pieces. I got a call from an officer telling me that my 5-year-old son, Cairo Jordan, who ironically turned 6 today, was murdered by his mother, Dewan Anderson, in Indiana, April 14th, 2022. It's October 25th, his birthday, and they are just now notifying me about his death. Me and my family have spent the past 3 years looking for Dewan and Cairo. She took him away at the beginning of our custody battle back in 2017. She threatened to call the police on me for coming to pick him up on an agreed weekend. She never showed up in court, and it's killing me because that weekend is the last time I seen my baby boy. I swear y'all don't know the pain as a father. I feel defeated. This was the only thing I feared on this earth." Excuse me. "This sick B word smothered my son, put his body in a suitcase, and threw him on the side of the road like a effing trash outside of Salem, Indiana. The unidentified little boy who was found in a suitcase is my son, Cairo Jordan. His story has been on CNN and other news platforms for the past 6 months, and the whole time it's my child. OMF. Boy, when I tell you I'm sick to my stomach, everyone knows how I am about my kids, and I never thought I would have got that call today. This is a parent's worst nightmare. Choose your mates wisely, y'all. It's deeper than just baby, mama, baby, daddy drama. Rest in heaven, Cairo. I love you, son."